You can do this. This is such a great job. I do not need to convince you. All right, hello, welcome. This is a step-by-step VIPKid application process video for 2020. I want to welcome you here. If you're thinking about VIPKid, let me answer all your questions. There's basically 4 main steps. I should start by saying that this is filmed in October 2020, so double check to see in the comments below if there's any updates, because they do occasionally change the process, and I'll keep any updates down in the comments. The 4 main steps. The first step is the online form, the second step is the interview, the third step is the mock class, and the 4th step is, we'll call it paperwork. Step number 1, this is where you're gonna fill this form out online. You can either do it on your phone or on the website, and it's really basic. It'll ask you like your education, your experience with kids, and a few other things. So let me really quickly click through what you need to apply to VIPKid. First of all, you need to be a resident, a permanent resident of US and Canada. Sorry, I know that's not ideal for a lot of people, but that's just the rules. Second of all, you have to have a North American English accent. And again, if English is not your first language, they probably aren't going to accept you. And I know that sounds so harsh, but I'm just gonna be honest with you. You have to have a bachelor's degree in anything. And a lot of people are like, yeah, but do they only hire teaching degrees? No. Out of my last few referrals who have gotten hired, one was a business degree, one was a ministry degree. Like, it doesn't really matter. You just need to have a bachelor's degree. I think they put a lot of emphasis on this 4th one, which is experience with children. So if you have any experience with children, if you have taught piano lessons, if you've volunteered at your church, if you've homeschooled, if you've tutored, if you've coached, any of it, write that all down and be very thorough, because you can't come back to this step. So make sure you have that down. Also in this step, the online form, you're going to want to include the referral code of a referring teacher. Now, of course, I would love to be a referring teacher. And yes, we do get a bonus for helping people through the process. The reason is you're going to have a million questions, and you're going to need to have somebody to ask. And they have just found that the easiest way to do it is to have referring teachers. Teachers are currently in the process of teaching to help people who are onboarding. So I'd love to help you, or if you have a friend or a relative who is doing VIPKid, use them. One other thing in the first step, they will ask you if you have a teaching license or a TESOL certificate. If you don't, that's okay. You don't need them yet. You will never need a teaching license to teach for VIPKid. You will need a TESOL. And you can choose to do it 2 ways. VIPKid offers their own brand of TESOL, which you will do if you get hired, one of the first steps after you get hired, or you can just be proactive and get a TESOL certificate before you even apply. So that's step 1, the online form. Number 2, now this is called, you'll see it called the interview or the demo. They are the same thing. So what it is a process where you show them your teaching skills. And there's a couple ways you can do it, and I'm gonna recommend one called the SMART demo. The demo interview is what you're gonna want to prepare for a little bit. So I'd recommend watching a few videos just about online teaching techniques. Make sure you understand what TPR is. Okay, total physical response. They're going to be looking for that. And I have a video, I'll try to link it up here, about tips that they're looking for in the mock stage that might be helpful to look at even in the interview stage too, the demo stage. Things like talking very slowly, using your hands to get the student involved in the activity of the lesson, using props and things. So those are the things they're going to be looking for in the interview. So in the interview, how it works, you can do the whole thing on your phone. How cool is that? The first thing is there'll be a short quiz. If you get some things wrong, you can redo them. Isn't that great? There's no penalty. The second thing is they'll show you like a slide, and they'll show you a teacher teaching the slide, and then you right there on your phone, press record, and you can teach the slide. Very easy. Very easy. And you go through this, and it's basically like teaching you how to be an online teacher while interviewing you. So that is the way I would recommend it. It's fast. Like, you'll find out soon. You could also do a recorded interview or a live interview, but those are the things that change sometimes with VIPKid. Like sometimes they're not offering live interviews, sometimes they don't recommend doing the recorded. So right now what they're recommending is the smart demo. It goes fast. So the online form, the interview demo. The third thing is the mock class stage. Now this is called like job training. If you make it past the interview, you are hired. You can do this mock class time as many times as you want until you are confident to teach. This is like onboarding, basically, is what they would call it. It's like learning how to use their platform, learning how to teach their way, because they do have kind of a specific way of teaching. I want to start by saying at this mock class stage, you will probably fail. Oh, I hate to say that. Even if you're like very prepared. I have had a few referrals who are like so on it and who like researched like crazy and knew every detail, and I was like, they're gonna fly through this. They still failed. So please lower your standard. This is really, like I said, meant to be job training. You can do this stage as many times as you want. They're gonna ask you to pick a level of certification to get started. You can either choose the lower levels, which are levels 2 and 3, or you can choose the higher levels, 4 and 5. And I would recommend doing them both, but I would recommend starting with 2 and 3. These are the younger students, and there's more students in this in these levels. So once you get hired, there will be more students possible for you to teach. You'll prepare a slide that they send to you, and you'll prepare teaching it. You'll get some props ready, you'll get a background, and then you'll teach the slide. Please watch my video with 5 things they're looking for, 5 things they're checking at this stage. This is where they're checking your lighting, your technology, your rate of speech, how you're engaging the students, if you're correcting them. This is really like the training stage. Once you're done with the mock class and you're past the mock stage, you are a teacher. Ha! You just need to be official. And this is where we get to the very final stage. The very final stage, I'll call it paperwork stage. As I mentioned earlier, if you don't have a TESOL certificate, at this point, this is where you'll do your TESOL. And it's really not that hard. They say it is 10 hours of work, and yes, it is 10 hours unpaid, but I will be honest with you, no one I have talked to has actually taken 10 hours. So then the paperwork part, this is where you have to create your teacher profile and really get ready for teaching. You'll take some good pictures, you'll make a video, and I can help you with that step. It does not have to be perfect. I recommend just getting anything up there, and then, editing it and making it pretty later on. This is where you'll put your teacher profile with all your bio information about what you want parents to see when they see your page. And then you'll also do like the employment kind of things, like the tax form, your degree information. You have to verify your identification. Those are just kind of like normal employment things, and your bank account, that kind of stuff. When everything is uploaded into the website, then you wait for a minute and VIPKid will approve your profile and you will sign your contract. Ah, happy day! So every VIPKid contract is for 6 months. And you sign it, and then after that, it is up to you to open up as many slots for teaching our SVU as you want. And that's the whole process. So quick review. The online form that you can just do on your phone, the interview/demo, the mock certification or job training stage, and number 4, the TESOL and paperwork stage. You can do this. This is such a great job. I do not need to convince you, and I really would love to talk you through it. So message me below with any questions, any comments, and again, I'll try to keep this video updated in the comments with any edits because they do change their process occasionally. All right, thanks for watching. I wish you all the best and happy teaching.